Welcome back to the Comic Dudes, a podcast about comic books and comic book related things. We've got the third installment in our Reckless Let's Read. This is Destroy All Monsters. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Destroy All Monsters. Yep. Before we get into that, we've got Matt, we've got Eric. Boys, how you doing?
Doing good.
Good. I was stoked to finally get some Godzilla content on the show.
Yeah. That's exactly what we're talking about. I hope you read the right comic. This has happened before where you read the wrong one.
Amazing.
I watched the movie Destroy All Monsters.
Yeah, perfect.
That's what we're talking about?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Good.
Perfect. If any of you listeners are Godzilla fans, you can join our Discord and tell us what your favorite Godzilla movie is. I'm sure Eric would love to know.
I would like to talk about Godzilla, yeah.
That's the best way to connect with us. You can also follow us on Instagram or TikTok. We post a lot of action figure content on TikTok. I actually created some new channels in the Discord today for action figure discussion. And shout out our newest Discord member, whose name I forgot. Simon, maybe?
Yeah, I think
somebody joined.
Right.
Somebody joined today.
Yeah.
Shout out Simon. If your name's not Simon, I'm sorry, man. I tried.
Shout out whoever the hell you are.
I tried. So this is a Let's Read episode. This year we are reading Reckless by Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, and Jacob Phillips. We're splitting the year in twain. We'll switch to the X-Men after we finish these first 5 Reckless volumes. But today it's Destroy All Monsters, the third in the Reckless series. This is your spoiler warning. If you do not want this comic spoiled for you, it is time to go. If you are still here, you are okay with what's about to happen.
Sign. Please sign.
We should have a waiver. You're right.
Yeah.
We need to release liability. So, I'm doing the same type of summary that I've been doing, which is a quicker summary, not like a play-by-play like I was doing for Why the Last Man and previous. I'll also remind you all who Ethan Reckless is. Let's get into that. Ethan Reckless is a former FBI undercover agent who now works as a fixer at early 1980s Los Angeles. He lives alone in a decrepit movie theater he owns and advertises his services through a hotline number. He'll take almost any job, recovering stolen money, finding missing people, intimidating criminals, but he has a personal moral code and avoids hurting innocent people. He's deeply traumatized by his past, especially an undercover assignment infiltrating a left-wing radical group during the Vietnam era. That mission ended in disaster, and Ethan carries guilt, emotional numbness, and memory gaps from that time. Set in 1988 Los Angeles, Destroy All Monsters follows Ethan Reckless as he's hired to investigate matters connected to a powerful real estate developer. A case that begins as a straightforward inquiry, but quickly takes a deadly turn and pulls him into a world of wealth, influence, and hidden corruption, including elite social circles and dangerous power structures. As Ethan digs deeper, the situation escalates beyond control, forcing him to navigate violence, moral ambiguity, and the far-reaching consequences of the people involved, while also confronting the personal stakes of his work and the relationships that still matter to him, particularly his partnership with Anna, grounding the story in both high tension and emotional weight. This summary was pulled from Image Comics solicitations, Publishers Weekly, and Library Journal. I did not write it myself.
Damn it, I thought you wrote it because I was like, bro, you have that Marvel Comics first page down pack where it gives you the Spider-Man summary that's the same in every issue, and then it goes into what actually happened in the previous issue. Right. Shout out to Image Comics solicitations then. I don't know.
Well, I think it more so was Publishers Weekly and Library Journal, but yes.
Right. Yeah, that too, of course.
Image solicits also had something to do with it.
Of course. Is that a recap?
That's it. Cool. It. We can go straight into the good.
Before we do that, can I just go on a little bit
of
a detour? I'm gonna go on a little bit of a detour, and then I promise I'm gonna bring it back home. But this has kind of nothing to do with this, but it's.
How are you gonna bring it back home? I take promises seriously, and you just made one.
Just follow along with me for just 2 seconds. I don't know if you guys ever get really. I don't really get overly connected to actors or companies, or I try not to have some kind of parasocial relationship.
It's not what I heard.
I do love my Xbox and stuff, but regardless, I really like the actor. And me and Dave were talking about this in the Wonder Man episode about who is the next like black actor. And I don't know if you've seen anything about Michael B. Jordan like winning the Oscar. Like for whatever reason, like Michael B. Jordan won the Oscar for Sinners. And I normally don't get like excited, but like I was actually like really excited when he won. Like he won the Oscar, like great acceptance speech or whatever. He went to In-N-Out, so Dave took me to In-N-Out for the first time. So after he won the Oscar, instead of like doing something crazy, he went to In-N-Out, was just like kicking it with the people, like hanging out. Obviously, some people could be like, that's a publicity stunt or whatever, but like he went to In-N-Out and was like just kicking it with people, being normal. Seems like a super nice guy. Like I loved him in Sinners. But the role that he cemented it for me with Creed. I love the Rocky movie, so him being Adonis Creed, like I loved him in that role. But the role that really put him on the map for me, obviously, was Black Panther. And him as Killmonger, I still think he's probably my favorite villain of all the MCU stuff. But the famous line he says, one of the famous lines in that movie, is when he's fighting T'Challa and he beats the shit out of him. And he's, stabs him and throws him over the mountain, Wakanda. The one line, and this is where I'm bringing it back. Our previous episode, Dave dropped a line about Ed Brubaker and saying, if this was the volume I started with Ed Brubaker with, I would be very disappointed. Is this your king? That line from Black Panther that Michael B. Jordan, issued. This volume of Reckless to me is my king. I really enjoyed this volume. And I'm sure you guys are going to hate it, but that's how I bring it back. Shout out Michael B. Jordan. Shout out Ed Brubaker. And shout out Ethan Reckless. I enjoyed this.
So I see how we got here.
It was a long way. It was a long journey.
It was. Yeah. I don't know if you needed all that to say that.
Yeah, I feel like low-key you just want to talk about Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, I think so too.
No, I did want to talk about, like I said, I'm a big fan of Michael B. Jordan. Big fan of Michael B. Jordan. It was very important. There's not been a lot of black actors to win the main Academy Award too. So it was like a big deal. Like there's only been like 4. And I did not know that. Yeah, like the main, not supporting. There's only been like 4. So like that's it's like Denzel won it for Training Day. Michael B. Jordan won it. I think Forrest Whitaker won it. And Will Smith won it. And that's it.
Will Smith has an Oscar?
Will Smith has an Oscar
Shut
for
up.
that
Halle Berry won.
She was supporting. There's been more support.
I thought she got Best Actress for Monsters.
Well, you can fact check me. I believe it was. I believe it was supporting because I was looking at that earlier. Because I was like, there has to be more than like 4 or 5. There's been a lot of supporting. Regina King has won it. Mahershala Ali has won it twice. But like main actor or actress, there's only been 4. So yeah, I did want to talk about Michael B. Jordan because it was just a big deal for me. I thought it was a big deal. That's all.
For those that don't know, Matt's black.
Thank you.
Well, you said it's a big deal to you. It's important to you from like a cultural perspective and a racial perspective. And I think that it's important that people that don't know you're a black man know that so they understand the weight of this for you.
Well, I appreciate Dave celebrating my blackness because it's not something I always talk about either.
I know.
But like this was one of those few times where like I was like, this is kind of an important moment. And like people just in general, like not just black people. Once again, it was like Black Panther. Like this Sinners was like a universally like praised movie. Like a lot of people, Black Panther doesn't become Black Panther if just black people went to the movie. Like everyone liked this. Like a lot of people liked this movie, and a lot of people who wouldn't watch that kind of movie watch this movie. So that's why I thought it was just kind of important. And yes, there's a loose tie to Reckless, but I wanted to showcase that. A very loose.
It was funny, Dave, for you to say that because we're all looking at each other right now.
Yeah.
And so you said it and I was like, well, obviously, but I guess if people are just listening, then maybe it's not obvious.
And I'll get into it a little bit more. I think also part of why this volume resonated with me a little bit more is like the story and the setting and the main antagonist, what he was doing to some underrepresented neighborhoods. This was they're not like these are not crazy like sci-fi novels or anything like that, but like this one felt a little bit more grounded to me, just with like the villain and the antagonist. Like the last volume is still grounded as well too. Like if you're paying attention to the news, there's some weird freaky shit going on with politicians, all kinds of people in power, like, but this one just really felt a lot more grounded to me. And I mean, I can just get into it now. It's just like the systemic oppression of not just minority communities. And I obviously, thank you, Dave, as a black man, like that is definitely a part of it. But I've always said that the real issues are more socioeconomic, which oftentimes have a minority underline and undertone to it. But like, I'm hearing more people talk about that more recently than 10, 15 years ago. Like those who have all the money and us who are kind of fighting for the scraps. And that was a big part of this book for me. So I think that's why it kind of resonated for me. So I will be quiet.
That stuff all happened, by the way. Like the stuff with the 105 freeway and the corridor.
Yeah. That's
real. I mean, that's like the history of Los Angeles and the construction of that freeway. Brubaker mentions it in the afterword because when he was doing I actually have some thoughts on that for later around like what maybe colored some of the tone of this volume.
You can't use colored.
Come on.
Gotcha.
You know, that dynamic isn't exclusive to LA. That's happened all over the country, that kind of thing.
Remember when you got super triggered when I said you can't call a spade a spade? It's kind of racist, dude.
It is. That term is born from racism.
We all say it, but then
I don't say it.
All right, I'll stop with my racial. That's enough racial education for the show. But yeah,
what were you saying, Eric? I'm trying to move on from this as fast as possible.
Matt dragged us back into it.
I know.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
I just said that the dynamic that is presented within, I mean, it's really a secondary aspect. It's like the B story to this book. Mm-hmm. Is not unique to LA. It's happened all over the country. This has happened.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A million times. This, hey, we are going to either intentionally or unintentionally take land or space or homes from marginalized or underprivileged people and put a road through it or put a park there. You look at like Central Park is created over top of a historically wealthy black community that they wanted to squash. Like things like that happen all over the place.
Mm-hmm. I just meant like the construction of the 105 freeway and the name, the corridor for that section of homes that was uninhabited. That is historical fact. Yeah. That was all like real events that occurred. That's what inspired the story. And he drew from a lot of those things.
Yeah.
I saw that in the afterword. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that he does his research too.
Me too.
Like,
Me too. Yeah. You'll be surprised to know, Matt, I actually did really enjoy this comic. I think it is the best of the three, and it's not close.
I agree. Like,
I didn't feel largely differently than I did from the first two. I think it was the same formula. You know, Ethan finds a love interest. She leads him to a case. He follows a trail of clues to the big bad guy and punches him to death. And then this time it was more of a fatherly love than it was romantic love. Anna is interesting enough character. We don't get a lot more of information about her, but we do get some. And through her and through that, we get a little more about Ethan. They bring up the fact that he's got no emotions, but clearly does, and I've been saying that for the first two books as well.
He does reference that himself. Yeah. Ethan does in this one, that he still has them. They're just buried.
Yeah. That's
like there's a middle now.
Both of them reference it.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you again. I'm asking Eric this every episode. You don't think there's any more complexity to this character after this volume than the previous ones?
No. I didn't learn anything about him that I didn't know the first two.
I love it. See,
There wasn't a big moment where I'm like, oh, he can feel. I've said that every time.
I know. I'm going to keep asking you. We got 2 more months of this, so I'm going to keep asking you 2 more times.
I don't have good or bad. This time I have observations. Okay. I've realized this book is an observations more than it is here's the good and here's the bad.
Okay.
I'm just picturing you.
I have good and bad, and also observations.
Okay. Just picturing you like National Geographic, like watching as in the, observations. I don't know. Sorry.
I thought the twist in this one was pretty incredible. I was really pleased with how that worked out.
Old Jerry Runyon.
Yeah.
he is somebody else. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I also really enjoyed that we went after a rich white man preying on minorities. That's my kind of shit.
I knew that. Sounds like Dave's crooked ass cop. I knew Dave was going to be happy about that.
Fuck that cop. Fuck that guy. I liked Anna rocking a Black Flag shirt. I thought that was fucking cool. Those little things. In a general sense, though, I enjoyed the book, but I have more observations probably than goods. Yes. And a few bads.
I resonated with the fact of Ethan clearly in this novel, this is the first one, he mentions it at least once or twice, kind of that he's losing a step with his age. And I think we can all feel that. As someone who rolled their ankle 3 weeks ago, I have a brace on right now. Like, and that would not have been me in my 20s. Like, I have lost a step, a significant step.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, the first 2 volumes were more so like a romantic interest, and like Eric talked about, this was more like a father-daughter relationship. And I thought it just the crude terminology of the 2000s that would be partially offensive, the bros over hoes mentality, if you've heard that phrase.
I think we've all heard that phrase, yes.
I think I've
never heard it.
Phrase.
Could you explain it?
Don't explain it.
In this case, a hoe does not
Don't
need to be
explain
a female. It's like, I was just thinking and reflecting on relationships, and yeah, like significant others are important, and like my wife is important, but like, I mean, if we get down to it, I've known Dave longer than I've known my wife. Like, really? And I've known my friends longer than I've known my wife. So, like, that's why those bonds are, like, really strong. Like, they can all be strong bonds, but, like, I've known my friends longer than I've known my significant other. And it was just a thought that came to my head just while I was doing some reflective thoughts and thinking. And the extent that, I don't know, I feel like the extent that Ethan went, and that's why I thought there was a little bit of emotional complexity. Yeah, he keeps saying he doesn't feel anything and he doesn't have any emotions, but clearly he does. The extent to which he went to get Anna back on his side, he pretty much takes a case just to win her over and bring her back to him, shows that there is a little something there. So I feel like we have gotten somewhere since volume 1 of Reckless. And we talked about it the previous episode. Do we expect some like mea culpa of like emotion that's going to come out of this character? No, we're not going to. That's not what this book is about. But I do think we're getting somewhere. I don't know. I'm probably reading too much into it, but that was just my thought.
I don't think you are. I do think I agree more with you than with Eric in terms of the Ethan and Anna relationship. I don't see that as a fatherly love. That is a very strong friendship bond in my mind.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, it was definitely either father-daughter friendship. It was not like obviously a romantic relationship. So it's like, I just thought that was like a little something different that we haven't.
Clearly a friendship, but there's something. There were moments about it that seemed very parental to me.
Yeah.
Even in the end, kind of handing over the theater to her and stuff.
He went to college, and left the coop, and like that was like kind of a parental thing of like, I have to let this person go. In this case, he left and left the theater to her, but
he knew it was more hers than his. But I don't think that the primary Runyon case or any of the smaller cases they talk about had any real big bearing on the story of this book. I think it was those were a framing device to get Anna and Ethan back together, to burn down the theater so that they can then symbolically rebuild it together. And then, he can hand it off to her, which is, the whole thing is a little odd to me though, because it's the first book so far that seems to have any interest in creating an ongoing connective story, right? Most of them have been more of sort of like an anthology series, like here is a standalone. And this one takes you right up to the end. We even see the back of current time Ethan's head at the end of it. Like, oh, okay, that maybe there is going to be some more connective lines between this or something. Again, observation, not a good or a bad thing, just interesting to me.
I was actually surprised to find out that they released all three of these in 1 year.
Yeah.
And he said in the first afterword that he got this idea at the start of COVID. So this was like February, March 2020. And then he wrote 3 original graphic novels and released them in 2021.
I was surprised by that too, because I actually was under the impression that they were coming out like bi-monthly or something. I thought they were releasing them more like a standard issue. I didn't realize there was that much time in between.
Oh, I actually felt like three OGNs in 1 year was a lot.
That's a lot. They're normally maybe 2 now. I think 3's a lot for them, for that team.
I don't know why I thought that they were releasing more in rapid succession than that.
Right, because they read so fast.
Maybe. I mean, this one I read in under an hour. So
yeah, me too.
It was quick.
I didn't look in the back matter of the previous volume. I wonder if Reckless, the first 2 books were kind of like in the can, and this is when he started to maybe pull some continuity together, because I just flipped to the back matter of the actual book, and I don't see any advertisement for the next volume. Like in the first volume, it was like, Reckless, here's the next story, and like maybe those 2 he kind of wrote at the same time, and then I lied. Nope, there it is. Never mind. There's an advertisement for the Ghost of You. All right, never mind. That can go out the window.
All right, fair enough.
Nice try. A lot of me circling around this episode, but yeah.
So I have a question.
Okay.
Because when he is first accepting the Runyon case, he asks, well, what do you want me to do? And the answer is, I want you to ruin him. I want you to destroy his reputation, disgrace him publicly. And Ethan's response is, that's right up my alley. Which so far, that does not seem to be some like that type of destroying somebody's reputation and ruining somebody. He's more of a, do you want me to hunt somebody down and punch them?
Yeah.
So I was surprised at that. I was like, oh, is that up your alley?
That's a fair point. Based on how they moved, it was more up Anna's alley than his alley. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah, I think he's definitely the more punch you in the face kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or we just don't have evidence of it.
Yeah.
There's a lot more self-loathing in this volume than previous 2.
Yeah.
So I could see maybe when posed the question, like, are you interested in helping me like ruin this person? He thinks that that's right up his alley because that's also his self-loathing speaking. Like there's other. I wrote down a quote that makes me believe this as well, but
maybe
where he does feel like he leaves things worse than he found them pretty consistently. We saw it with Rainey in the first volume. We know he feels that way about her and her brother as well, based on how that wrapped up. I think he probably feels the same way about his love interest from volume 2, whose name I can't remember. Lynn
Tran.
Yeah, Lynn Tran. So that's how I took that. But I agree with you that also, like, at face value, I don't know if that's really right up his alley based on the way he actually solves problems. But if I look at it from like his self-loathing point of view, then I can kind of get it.
Yeah. That's definitely a way to look at it that I didn't. I just was like, that doesn't seem like the type of work he does, but I get it.
Yeah.
Here's the panel that made me laugh.
Okay.
Page 86. First panel. Ethan is basically spearing this Linwood cop in the alleyway. And the cop says, "Fuh." And then there's another panel where Ethan is punching and it's got a bubble that says "are easy." And then there's one after that where he's punching this cop in the throat and the cop just says KKK. And I've looked at it multiple times, and it wasn't until like the third time I went back to laugh at it that I'm like, oh, it's the continuation of fuck. But I'm like, how did a panel where he's punching this dude and he's just going KKK?
I have a reasonable belief that Ed Brubaker's politics are
That's
very
awesome.
left-leaning, and that maybe that was on purpose.
You think? I think it's an accident. I think it's supposed to just be fuck. But
I don't know. I
I
would like to believe that it was on purpose.
Yeah,
So I choose that. You're probably right. But it's funnier if it's on purpose.
it's funny either way.
I mean,
It's funny if it's a mistake that nobody caught. It's funny if it's intentional.
looking at it in print, the KKK is in bold. Like, it's in a bolder print than the standard. Like, if you just look at the text, it looks a little bold to me, and it's a little italicized. That's all I want to say.
I think if the two panels were next to each other, it would definitely read more as fuck.
Yeah.
But it's pretty funny.
That is funny. Spearing this cop, yeah.
So remember the first book, I talked about the narration shifting perspectives.
Yeah.
It happens in this book, but to a more extreme degree. It goes, the first half of the book is in first person.
Yep.
And Ethan is talking about himself. And then when we're following Anna, it shifts to third person. But it's no longer Ethan telling the story, because it refers to himself as Ethan in the third person there, as if somebody else is telling it. No, he doesn't
I didn't
say.
catch that.
I did catch that, but I didn't catch that.
It's
Ethan part.
It says something about, Anna would never do what Ethan wanted her to do, or something like that, instead of me. He doesn't say, oh, she wouldn't listen to me. He says she wouldn't listen to Ethan, or whatever it was. And I was like, what's happening here? This is weird. It was a strange shift, an abrupt shift to me.
I feel like I can reason that away, but I'm not going to. But I could. Because I liked this. So I'm looking for positives.
I felt the exact same way I did about this one as I did the first two.
I did not. I feel so when I was buying these, I bought them. I own them all. Ghost of You, I think, is the next one.
Yep.
Like when I saw Ghost of You, I'm like, it's not gonna be Ethan. It's gonna be this other character. Like, I don't want to not that I don't want to read it. Like, I'm sure it's gonna be great. It's Brubaker and Phillips. But I'm like, we're doing something else now. After reading this, I'm like more excited to read that one now.
He did say he was gonna tell Anna's story.
Yeah.
So,
like in the reading of this in this book is what you're saying, right?
I don't know. He just said I'm not ready to tell that story yet.
Yeah.
Which leads me to believe that it's coming.
Yeah, within the confines of the story. I'm just saying, from just a consumer standpoint, I'm like, Ethan Reckless book. Oh, who's this Ethan Reckless book? Who's this other character now? Like that I
think that's Anna on the cover.
It is. It is, but I was just like, well, Ethan is the main character. Why are we reading this other story now? And like, what I'm saying is, like, I really liked Anna. Like, I'm actually really excited to read the next volume now, and kind of not have it be Ethan, and kind of hear, is the story going to be that flashback, or is it going to be like picking up there and moving forward? We don't know. That was like another question I had, but yeah.
I mean, I'd assume it's moving forward and telling the rest of her story.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some flashback stuff too, but
always is. So, can we talk about how this Runyon guy was throwing Diddy parties in the 80s?
Having some freak-offs in the underground tunnels?
I was saying, he had a Diddy Underground Railroad. He was running, shuffling people.
He did. Again, reminder, Matt is black and he can make that joke.
Thank you.
I couldn't make that joke.
I mean, you could.
I wouldn't.
Okay, KK. Whatever.
I can make that joke because I'm
Yes.
white.
Yes.
I don't know.
But yes, Diddy parties, full oil. It's better if we're all dirty together. That was something like that was one of the lines.
Yeah,
He likes to get dirt on people.
They get along better when they got dirt on each other. Whatever.
Yeah.
They play nicer or something. I forget what the quote was,
but the cult leader guy in the last book said that same thing. He said the same thing about having dirt on other people.
Yeah,
this is a recurring theme.
Magnus Epoch.
I think that's just the noir of it all. That's sort of a common thing that happens in these types of stories. Yeah, I don't read a lot of noir stuff, so I'm assuming
maybe if the idea is my hands are dirty, and if I make sure yours are dirty too, then you're not going to snitch on me. I don't know.
Speaking of dirty people, Mr. Kraft reminds me of another Kraft that I'm aware of. Old Robert Kraft, owner of the New England Patriots. They have similar vices.
They sure do.
Similar vices. When it comes to women, they have similar vices.
Well, talking real.
Also, I'll never miss an opportunity to take a jab at the New England Patriots or Robert Kraft. I'm sure he was on that island.
Making that face on that island.
Yep. Exactly. All right, I got some quotes. I wrote down 3 quotes that all did something to me while reading this comic. The first one, this is about Ethan's self-loathing. There were 3 people, one of them a kid, and they were all worse off now than when I showed up. That was the case of the shitty diaper in the mailbox.
Oh, yeah.
Where he just sort of made all of their lives worse because he was just not doing
off his game.
Yeah, the right things.
Yeah.
And this is a fear that I have had as well over the course of my life at various times, where I've gone through some periods of self-loathing or questioning my own worth in some ways. So this one hit a little close to home. Start to think about whether you really are enriching the lives of others around you, or if you're just a drag on people's happiness. It can be a heavy thought, and knowing that I think Ed Brubaker puts a lot of himself in this comic based on what inspired him to do it and things that he's talked about in some of the afterwards. Makes me wonder if he's got some similar feelings of his own that he's battled throughout the course of his life. And I know, he mentions being like a military brat and not having a lot of, long relationships with friends as a kid. And he can't look back on, lifelong memories with friends because he doesn't have any, because he didn't have friends long enough to be able to form those types of relationships. So I just thought it was another interesting and heavy moment in this comic that was a little surprising.
Yeah.
I was just giving space if you guys had anything to say there.
No.
The second quote that I wrote down: one of the virtues of getting old is knowing that things pass. Heartbreak, loss, mourning. Eventually they all fade until you barely notice them or they just go away.
I noticed that one too. That was a very truthful statement.
Yeah. And then the third one, I've never been very good about friends. I never called enough or asked about their kids or whatever else you're supposed to do. And that, I think, just in a general, in reference to the character Ethan Reckless, the way that he self-isolates and again, back to his the self-loathing. And a lot of times, when you are battling feelings of, I don't want to drag down the people around me, or I'm not really making anything better by being there, you often will then, you'll start to edit yourself a little bit. The way that you reach out, or you stop reaching out as often, the way that you interact changes because you allow that fear to control some of those decisions rather than, doing what maybe you really want to do deep down, but you just, for whatever reason, can't.
But I think also, and this might be just me, but I would assume it's most people. I think we all feel like we probably don't do a good enough job of caring and keeping in touch and checking in on people, you know?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's hard, you know?
Yeah.
I feel great. I feel like I do a great job. I think I do a great job.
Not me.
No, I mean, I say that jokingly, but I do kind of like feel like I definitely mean that jokingly, and I guess there's more we could all do, but like when Dave moved away from Erie, for example, like I've always said, like the test of true friendship is just like, are we going to like stay in contact at all? And like when he moved away, like, yeah, we don't talk every day, like, but we check in regularly. You shoot a text message, whatever, you know, like we still stayed in contact. And like when you went to Texas, it's like I put more effort into like staying in contact then because you're even further away. So like for me, that was like, okay, that was the moment when I was like, that's a true friend. Like, so yeah, I mean, like Eric, you're partially right. Like frequency for everyone is different, but I don't know why it is. I think it's just people that I hold dear to me. Like I will just randomly reach out on the blue if I think of you. I don't really have that hesitation of like, should I like reach out to them or like, should I not? Like I just do it because I know I will regret it later if like I let a relationship like pass away. Sorry, Eric, you're starting to become that loop too when I just randomly text you about Star Wars now. Like out of the blue during the workday. Like I thought of you, so I'm going to text you and I'm not going to wait and hesitate on it. So
see that, but to me, that's the real friend thing. It's like 6 months or a year could go by
and we can pick up.
Text and then we're still cool. It's like we're still thinking of each other. We're still staying in each other's lives. It doesn't have to be an everyday thing. And it's really easy for that to slip away though. Like somebody that you used to see or talk to every day, it's really easy to one day you just, you know, I went this way, you went that way, or family, friends, whatever. Yeah. You just go opposite directions.
I mean, I do have some people like that in my life for sure.
Yeah.
But I've also accepted that's just kind of life too. Like, I don't like people grow apart and that's okay. So I've never like really
True.
I've never like beat myself up necessarily when those situations happen, but that's just me. I don't know. We can all do better, I guess. But I also like people got kids, people got mortgages, people got to work. I can't be FaceTiming Dave every 5 minutes like I want to because I know he's got work and shit to do.
I like that you want to FaceTime Dave every 5 minutes.
I'd prefer talking to you on FaceTime versus doing the work that I have to do. So,
well, yeah, I mean,
like,
I know.
you feel free. If I'm not in a meeting, I will likely pick it up.
No, you're good, dude.
No, please do it. Anything but the workday would be great.
Just wait for you to watch 15 seconds of that Spider-Man trailer. That's all.
I already know. Someone posted it in the Jet subreddit. Just a screenshot. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care.
So happy, Dave. So happy.
You guys can talk about it without me. Oh, what did you send us in Discord, Eric?
I sent the panel where it shifts to third person, where speaking of Ethan in third person. And I just thought that was an interesting shift.
It's definitely meant to be Anna's inner monologue. Yeah? To me, that reads like it's Anna.
Yeah, but at the same time, like somebody else giving it, because she was acting like she used to when she worked with Ethan. So it's somebody other than Ethan or Anna telling the story about Anna's feelings.
Yeah.
It was just an interesting change to me, something that I noticed this time and in the first book. It didn't happen in the last one. But, yeah. One other thought about Anna that I have written down here. There are a lot of close-up panels that are just her face. And in almost all of them, she's doing like this suggestive, smirky look. There are so many of them. And I kind of liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rudergate rolls on from Starfire.
But Dimitri sucks.
Yeah, he was such a bitch. I did not like Dimitri.
She could do better.
Yeah.
She could do better.
She could. Hopefully she does before she dies.
She's gonna die.
Yep. Sure is.
Yeah. Because this guy can't associate with anybody that stays alive.
No, he cannot. He mentioned he has a big brother. That was new, right?
I missed that. I completely missed that.
Remind me of that, because I don't know. I'm not.
It was when he was talking about his childhood, and he was sad about something that happened, or he got hurt or something, was upset, and he said, "My big brother told me to just get over it."
Yes, he did mention that. You're right. Yeah, when he's talking about his friend who moves away because he's a military brat.
Yes, that was
You're
it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that's come up before. I think this is the first time. Yeah.
Oh, villain for book 5. I see it coming.
His brother?
Yeah. So this is book 3, right?
Could be.
Yeah.
Book 3. Anna's book 4. There's book 5.
Honestly, it really does feel like with only 2 volumes left that we haven't gone anywhere.
No, really.
Like, I'm so hyped on this one, but only because there was a lot more emotional stuff to get into.
I mean, I would be happy if the next 2 books focused just on Ethan and Anna and developing that. Like, keep growing those 2 characters. That's the most interesting thing that's happened so far.
Yeah.
He did find a new love interest, but she's in like 3 panels, and then we never hear from her again.
Yeah, sure was.
It was just a summer fling.
Yeah. I met this woman I used to go over when her kids were away.
Kids were gone.
And then we never hear from her again.
You know what's interesting about that and those Diddy parties and that Mr. Kraft guy and all his hookers? Overwhelmingly, the sex in this volume was all doggy style.
Sure was. A lot of looking back over the shoulder. A lot of that.
Yeah. Hey, I like it too. I mean,
a lot of over the shoulder passes. How good a receiver are you? Are you true number 1? Sorry. That shouldn't have got him as good as it did. That shouldn't have got him.
Man, the way the cameras are cropped, I thought you were hitting the vape there for a second, and then I realized that was your water bottle. I was like, what's happening?
Matt vapes, you didn't know?
Yeah. It looked
big
like
vape guy.
Biggest vape guy in the industry today.
All right, so the most important question. Are you boys excited for the next volume?
I would say
Such hesitation.
Don't all answer at once.
More than the last 2, this one does leave me more interested to see if they're going to develop this further. But I also recognize that the next one might have nothing to do with what happened in this book.
I'm legit excited. I got the other one, so I'm ready to go. Like, I was like almost cracked into it, and at least was going to like read the first chapter and then wait until a little bit closer to when we were going to read it. Nah, I saw it seeing that it's Anna focused now after seeing how Anna kind of moves. Like, I'm like, yeah, like I'm actually pretty excited to read that one now. So.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm also really excited. I wasn't excited to read this one.
Yeah.
But it was so good, I am now excited again.
Yeah. Is this series falling into the whole, you just got to give the TV show the first 2 seasons, and then it starts to get good in the 3rd season. My favorite mantra, like, you just got to put, back in the 2000s, there's 24 1-hour episodes, but you know, after you watch the first 48, you'll be good. Yeah. Like, no.
Donate 2 actual days of your life, and then you'll be good.
Exactly.
Then you'll get it. Then you'll understand.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought so far it's been very consistent.
Yeah. Eric's at least...
I don't feel personally like this one was a huge shift. Yes, I'll admit that the Ethan and Anna stuff was a little more compelling as far as developing main characters, but I certainly wouldn't say, listen, if you didn't like the first one, I don't think you'd read this one and be like, oh, it's way better. You know, like, I think if you liked the first one, you'd like 2 and you'd like 3.
We didn't love the first one, and we thought this one was way better.
I thought this was way better than the other ones.
Liked the first one just fine. Neither one of you disliked it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you both were like, yeah, it's good.
Okay. All right.
There are TV shows Like what was it? Parks and Rec that people tried to give me. I watched that first season twice and just fucking couldn't get. And people are like, "Oh, you need to get to the third season." And I'm like,
"You got to get there, man."
That's true. That's true.
I don't think this is like that because I thought the first one was a fun, quick read. I wasn't stoked to get to the next one, but I didn't dislike it either.
Okay. I mean, these opinions are all falling where I would expect them to. Matt and I knew we would both like this. Eric's kind of a hater. I'm not surprised that he was unchanged in his opinions.
If he's going to be a hater, we should have read some superheroes books. Then.
We're getting there. Anyway. Don't worry. He's going to hate the back half of this year.
I can't wait to hear this dude hate on X-Men. That's going to be...
I feel like this is our gateway drug for Eric, though, because he likes the X-Men.
Okay. I do like X-Men. And I've read some X-Men.
And there's going to be some scantily clad women.
He does like a good scantily clad.
We got to get that Savage Land Rogue story somewhere in there to keep Eric's interest. I think that would help.
Him as a big Ice Queen guy. I can see him as a
Rogue is my favorite X-Men character.
See?
Well, we're learning a lot about us.
We are.
The boys is a turning point. It brought us together. Well,
I have read plenty of superhero content.
Yeah, I know. I'm not
purely anti-superhero.
I know. I've been there when you've picked up your pull list at the comic shop. I know. I just like to give you a hard time.
Listen, of the three of us, I'm definitely the least superhero guy, though. Like, I definitely want to read the more independent, non-superhero comics. That's the stuff that I like best. So,
yeah.
I mean, that is the good stuff, though.
Some of it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's the stuff that I enjoy the most these days.
Honestly, but this book, in a lot of ways, falls very much into my wheelhouse of the type of things that I would pick up. It's just the subject matter is not particularly appealing to me, but I think it's well written. I think it's fun to read. I think it's easy to read. It's just like, I don't want to watch a James Bond movie, and I don't want to watch a Mission Impossible movie because this subject matter doesn't appeal to me.
Dave knows that's all I want to watch.
And I like both of those things. So I like both sides of the coin.
Yeah,
so
it's
I did
an action
that
movie.
It is. Yeah. I did that thing where I listened to the top 100 Billboard playlist from 1988. It was an interesting little journey down memory lane here. So, first up was Samantha Fox, Naughty Girls Need Love Too. I had never heard that song before.
I'm familiar with Samantha Fox. I don't know that song.
Couldn't tell you what it sounds like. Next up was Brenda Starr, I Still Believe. And I don't believe I knew who that was before, and it was completely forgettable.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Now, we're into familiar territory. The Escape Club, Wild Wild West.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. George Michael, Kissing a Fool.
Don't know that song. Obviously,
I probably would
George
know
Michael,
it if I heard it.
Obviously, no George Michael.
Not the last George Michael entry on the list.
Good.
Next up was Pretty Poison, Catch Me I'm Falling. I don't know what that is.
I'm striking out right now.
I know that one.
Next was Pebbles, Mercedes Boy.
Yeah.
I don't know that song.
I do.
Okay. George Michael, One More Try.
I don't know if I know that. That's another one that, like, if I heard it, maybe I'd know it.
I didn't recognize it when it started playing. Next up was Eric Carmen, Make Me Lose Control.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know that name. I think he did music for the Dirty Dancing soundtrack.
Okay. We're going to finish strong in the back half. We got Cheap Trick, The Flame.
Okay.
This played during the part where Ethan was talking about one of the virtues of getting old is knowing that things pass, heartbreak, loss, mourning, they all go away. So it was kind of a nice mood setter. Next was Pet Shop Boys, What Have I Done to Deserve This? Next was Keith Sweat, I Want Her.
Was someone catching a pass as a Keith Sweat came on?
That was actually, I wrote this down because I knew you'd ask.
I knew you'd ask that question.
It played during the part where Anna and Dimitri's relationship was kind of falling apart.
Falling apart. Okay.
Next was Kylie Minogue, The Locomotion.
Okay.
A favorite of mine from back in the roller skating rink days of my childhood.
Skateway.
Yep. Next was another Pet Shop Boys song, Always on My Mind.
There's a lot of artists here I know the name of.
I know
but most of these songs
Maybe
do
some
not
of the
sound
songs
familiar.
I hear, I
88 was a down year, it seems.
Yeah.
Another Cheap Trick song. Unfortunately, it was a cover of the Elvis song Don't Be Cruel.
Yeah.
And how that made it to the Billboard Top 100 escapes me. But it did. Next was Whitney Houston, Where Do Broken Hearts Go? And then the last song, it started playing as I was beginning the afterword. And I think is a sign that I should have just skipped the afterword because I rickrolled myself.
Yeah.
Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up was the last song that played.
This
That's the
wild.
first song I actually know.
These playlists, I don't know where you're getting them because I'm looking at the Billboard year-end Hot 1 singles of 1988. George Michael, Faith was number 1. In Excess, Need You Tonight is 2. George Harrison, Got My Mind Set on You is 3. Rick
I
Astley,
shuffle it.
Never
I
Gonna
shuffle
Give You
the
Up.
playlist.
Oh, okay. You're shuffling it.
It's the top 100 playlist, and I put it on shuffle.
Bro, you got
okay.
the Mountain Dew we were drinking from the Mountain Dew container. You got all the sediment at the bottom. Where's the good stuff? That's what I'm talking about.
Rick Astley was number 4.
That's
Eric just said it.
That's
Yeah,
huge.
you
That's
got
a bang.
you got one of the top.
I need
Don't
you
Be Cruel. Yeah,
tonight.
number 70.
Number
Don't Be
70.
Cruel. Yeah.
That's still too high. It should have been like 99 or 100.
100 is Taylor Dane's Prove Your Love. And
Oh.
White Lion's Wait was 99. White Lion. There you go.
Poison's on there somewhere too. I kept the playlist going. I skipped through a
98.
few to see
Nothing
what was
but
on
a good
there.
time.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
Nothing but a good,
good
time.
time.
Yeah, where's
Yeah.
that at? There we go.
It's 98. Yeah.
98 or 88?
Number 98.
Oh,
On
98,
the
number
1988.
88.
Yeah.
Sorry. Good stuff. There we go.
Huh.
Now I'm
Well,
fulfilled.
I think that's a wrap on Destroy All Monsters, A Reckless Tale, or however the fuck they say it.
A reckless a reckless book. A reckless tale.
A reckless story.
Just made that shit
I think
up.
all three are valid. I liked My Way best.
Oh, I was just using Star Wars convention.
Oh, is that a Star Wars thing?
Yeah, because if you do whatever, a Star Wars story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how they do like out of standard continuity stuff.
Got it. I've given up on all of it after Obi-Wan.
Oh, you
That was
know
the
that
point of
one
no
could
return.
turn you away.
It did.
There are some cool moments, but there are some downright horrible things in that show. Just
Not enough
awful.
cool moments for me, unfortunately.
You've got to sit through some slop to get to the cool stuff.
I did not even finish it. Yeah, could not.
Yeah.
Did not, could not. So, those of you in the Discord, I'll remind you again, we start X-Men in June. If you would like to submit your favorite X-Men story for us to read, you should get in the Discord and do so soon, because we're going to start deciding on things probably in the next couple of months. So get those in there. And then we also need to start, if you remember, I brought this up a while ago. I have this book called The League of Regrettable Superheroes. It's just filled with shitty superheroes from days past.
I remember you talking about
And
that.
I was going to start reading one at the end of every episode, and we keep forgetting to do it. I keep forgetting to do it. So we need to start
We'll
this
try
up
to
too.
we'll try to remind you.
Yeah. Maybe when we start X-Men, we can start doing this.
That's good.
This doesn't feel
I
like the right
think-
episode for that.
Years and years and years ago, I talked to you about this, Dave, because at one point, I think even before we ever worked on music together, we talked about doing something together. We were gonna you know, and one of the things that we discussed was potentially a comic book, and I had this idea for a comic book that was basically the X-Men, except you've got a bunch of superpowered people or mutants that have completely worthless and useless powers, like somebody that can change their hair color, or somebody that can make their fingernails grow, or something. It's like useless stuff that you could never go fight crime with or better humanity. But you've got a group of people with completely worthless, shitty superpowers.
That just
They're in that
unlocked.
book.
They might be. That just unlocked a very strange memory for me.
Yeah.
But it's not a kind story about someone else. So I'll have to tell you guys after we hit stop.
Oh,
Not about me, right?
No, it's not about anybody that you guys know. On
Okay.
the off chance that anybody that listens to this podcast does know this person, I'd rather not tell the story on the recording.
Okay.
So we'll talk shit in private. No, we're not really going to talk shit.
Perfect.
It's a funny story. But anyway, we'll be back soon with another wonderful episode, or maybe a shitty episode. Who knows? Maybe a shitty episode about shitty superpowers. I don't know.
Or a great episode about bad things.
Yeah. You could argue that we've done several of those during the Boys Let's Read.
Yeah.
But anyway, until next time, my name is Dave.
and I'm Matt.
And I'm Eric.
Take care of yourselves, everybody. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Peace.